Level 98. Her people, her family. Having recomposed herself, Sveen is ready to continue the tour. Well, let's continue the tour, shall we? Look, you obviously have duties to attend to, citizens to look after. We can stop here if you like. No, I do this because I want to, so please do not worry. Next, I'll show you one of the district's most vital facilities, a place called Resolution. To reach it, we'll need to go by way of a Lay Node 9, where the Aetherite is situated. The conveyor ahead will transport you to the government sector, where Resolution is located. Markings on the conveyor indicate its direction, and there is a pair just like it on the other side. Is it safe? Greenlee, there's no need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? Come on. And here we are, Resolution, the operational heart of Solution 9. In Resolution, we oversee the running of the district and provide essential services to citizens such as welfare support and job introduction. Quicker to show than tell, so let's proceed inside.
Strange contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits. Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians, and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
I'm keen to learn too. With knowledge comes appreciation.
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while. In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it's said, lightning energy began to swell in our world. According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year. The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity. Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders, then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge. As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor, Lindblum, committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction. They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
And put in mind of the flood of light, just like the flood of darkness. Sounds an awful lot like an umbral calamity.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
That's quite a tale.
Your Majesty, help me! I beg you, help me!
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one! But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any! Please, you must do something!
My
apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true! I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight!
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again. We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents. I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep moving, shall we? Right. I believe we've visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Hardships are a fact of life. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed siblings, much as you have yours for souls. But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things, restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import. Well, it was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Aralja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much.
Definitely hiding something.
It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Val Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
I'm guessing they just need more souls. Invasion. What was Fiend wanting to tell us, I wonder? Well, it can wait another time. We've been exploring for a while now and should probably go to Kalkia's meeting point. That'll be back the way we came, I think. Shame they don't flip. I think the ninjas do. More dynamic. Fiend genuinely cares for her people. I can respect her for that. And thanks to her tour, I've come to better understand the lives of Alexandrians. They don't feel so strange and distant anymore. Level 98, her people, her family, complete. Level 98, Scales of Blue. Having seen the district to her satisfaction, Wuklamat is ready to head to the meeting point. They were supposed to go to a place called True View in the eastern sector. This conveyor ought to take us there. You know, once you get used to it, they're actually kind of fun. Come on. This is the right place, you think? I don't see the others, though. But rather than sitting and waiting, we might as well explore a bit more. Huh? Look over there. Mamouja Child, what are they doing here? You noticed too, right? The resemblance to Zorolja? Blue scales of a Buniwa and the features of a Hubigo. This can't be coincidence. At any rate, wouldn't do to leave such a small child on their own. Come on, let's go after them. Oh. Hmm. So this is True View. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it does seem lively. The building's just about the only one that isn't lit up. Not open for business at the moment, I guess. Ah. I didn't see you there. Listen, we don't mean you any harm. We just want to talk. A bit odd, don't you think? They run off when we approach, only to suddenly reappear. Could it be they want to take us somewhere? Is that the way of it? You want us to follow you? So it is. All right, then, lead the way. See where they take us. Once you choose to depart, Wuklamat will accompany you. The blue-scaled Hubigo child will then begin moving toward the destination. Make your way to the destination without falling behind. If you leave Wuklamat behind for any reason or lose sight of the blue-scaled Hubigo child, you may try again by returning to the starting point. Follow the blue-scaled Hubigo child. Beyond stuff. Is this where you wanted to bring us? What is this place? If you're meant to relax here, it isn't working for me. Hey, what's your name? So you're still not inclined to talk. Only talk if he's completely comfortable with you. You know him? After a fashion, but never mind that. How about something to wet your whistle? Horrible as you are, it's on the house. I can recommend our special, Her Majesty. I'll prepare one without liquor for the boy, too. Thanks, but no thanks. We're supposed to meet a friend named Calquia. But we ran into the child on the way, and he led us here. Oh, so you're with Calquia. In that case, go and have a chat with Big Tasso's there. He'll show you to a fun place. What about him? I don't think he's in the mood to talk, so he can tend the bar with me. It's taking a turn for the strange, but you don't think we're walking into a trap, do you? Damned if this doesn't have suspicious written all over it. I could not stop yawning for some reason. What is this fun place meant to be? Is Calquia there? Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Level 98, Scales of Blue, complete. Level 98 gives you teeth. Tasso stands stoically before the door. This area is normally off limits, but Calquia has told us about you. Let's follow the corridor and head into the room at the end. Let's go. Whatever happens, you won't catch me being surprised.
Wonderful! They're here!
We've only just arrived ourselves.
Amazing.
I bid you welcome to the back room. Oblivion's humble headquarters.
A hideout tucked behind a drinking hole. Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Our members here are mainly creators and adapters. That is, scientists and engineers who specialize in electro. They use their skills to provide support to our field operatives. Geralt, Shale, be so kind as to give our friends an overview of your duties.
Well, there's provisioning. Gotta have supplies to fight a good fight, ain't ya? Luckily, we got the tools to craft most of what we need.
Another world, Gerald.
Gathering intelligence is another vital aspect of our work. Everkeep's core system is a veritable treasure trove of information. You just need to know how to get in and find it. We also handle surveillance and communications, watching the enemy's movements and coordinating our own, that sort of thing.
And among all our activities, we spend a fair bit of effort investigating preservation. The organization credited with laying the foundations of electrope technology. From the soul management system to Everkeep's design, they're behind just about everything you see here. It'd be no exaggeration to say they made this realm what it is. But their magnum opus was without a doubt the power which was used to join Alexandria to Tural. Interdimensional fusion.
Said power isn't unlike my summoning technique and the magic within Azam's crystal. Yet, though the effect is localized, to be able to fuse realities. Even with my knowledge, I struggle to conceive how it could be possible.
If Asians at work again.
Incidentally, the founders of our group, a husband and wife, were members of Preservation at one point. But they opposed the fusing of worlds, and so defected in order to prevent it.
While not entirely unexpected, given what we have seen, this is still quite the revelation.
By the by, that's an interesting earring you have there. A novel way of carrying a data storage device.
Was it her parents that founded it?
Oh, you didn't know? Well, as a precautionary measure against machine infiltration, we scan everyone as they enter. And when we scanned you, we detected a small quantity of electrope. Though it's been dressed up, that earring is a storage device and no mistake. Bought it from a shop here, did you?
No, it isn't bought, but inherited.
So these people sent you through the portal along with the earring?
Do you know aught of them?
Listen, Cryle. The husband and wife who founded our order. It's believed that they were Malala. Though we have no evidence at present, we can't rule out the possibility that they were your parents or perhaps close relations.
Figured something like that.
This I posit because they were the very individuals who spearheaded the research into interdimensional fusion. As traitors to preservation, they were relentlessly pursued. If they had a child they feared they couldn't keep safe, entrusting her to the people of another world might have been their best option.
My parents, the founders of Oblivion. Tell me everything
cool
you know
band
about
name.
them, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Anything and everything.
We don't even know their names, I'm afraid. In a bid to elude preservation's agents, we suspect they erased all trace of themselves. I'm sorry we couldn't be of more help. If you're interested, though, you're welcome to review our accumulated data.
Yes, please. As an individual and member of my order both, I wish to learn as much as possible.
I should also like to peruse the data. Where the joining of realities is concerned, I may well be of service.
Of course. Feel free to peruse to your heart's content.
Thank you.
If you like, I can examine your earring. I have to say, the prospect that it belonged to our founders has me itching to take a look.
I dare say we have enough eyes to pore over your records. Is there any other way we might be productive?
Not right now. We're still waiting for Zoralja to make the next move.
In that case, Alice, would you mind accompanying me?
Gladly.
Oh, I've buggered it up again!
Never a moment's peace. Pay him no mind. I don't.
Oi, you two there! One of you give me a hand, would you? Don't matter who.
I just remembered I have matters to discuss with Shay.
Sorry you had to see me passion spilling over. Happens when you put your heart and soul into your craft, you know? Not to be weird or nothing, but I felt a sense of kinship when I saw you, as if we've met in another life. Any road, as I was saying, I need someone to lend me a hand. Haven't slept for 2 nights now, and not a single wink, and I'm ripe to collapse. Can't afford to, though. God folks relying on me, see? But if I'm to keep at it, I need you to fetch me my favorite energy tonic. The voucher's good for 2 cans, one for yourself, by way of welcome. Can't get the stuff in any old vending machine, though. You need to talk to a bloke named Philemon. You'll find him tending a bar out in the main strip. Off you go now. Welcome. What are you having? Energy tonics you can't get from vending machines? How dare you suggest that I sell such dangerous stuff? Away with you, and don't come back. Got a voucher? Slip it to me then, nice and subtle. Ah, so you're collecting for Genalt. A can for him and a can for you, eh? Here you go. Yours is formulated for beginners. Gentler than the full strength stuff. It's not contraband or anything, so you won't run afoul of the authorities, but if Rodina Consortium was made aware of my special selection, it'd be bad for business. Seeing as it's your first time, I want you to drink your tonic here just in case there's side effects. You drain the tonic in a single pull. Yeah, now that's how you do it. Your pulse ought to quicken soon, after which you'll start to see everything more clearly, and then finally you'll feel a roaring surge of energy. People say it's like growing a pair of rainbow wings. Oh, you haven't up and carked yet? Carked it? No. So hurry along and give Genald his tonic. He tends to leave it to the last moment, and I expect he's about to keel over. Wrong spot. What are them days? See you to the back room. Got the tonic? Give it here, quick. Oh, that's the stuff. Ain't nothing like it to blow the cobwebs right out with a great big kaboom. Waking something feral in me, it does. Transforms me into a remorseless beast that won't stop till it's done with what it was born to do. Any road, sorry for sending you off on an errand like that. I just can't concentrate without me tonic, you know, and the pile of work only ever gets bigger. Speaking of which, I better get back to it. Those weapons and tools ain't gonna enhance themselves. Is it just me or are there rainbows in your eyes?
to ask about that Mamulja child. Could he be...
Yes. In all likelihood, he's Zoralja's son.
So you think so too? But what is he doing here?
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the Drift Downs a few years ago.
To think he'd cast aside his child.
We can't say for certain who he was born to, or why he was on his own. But he's a blue-scaled Hubigo, and Zoralja is the only other one around. That being the case, everyone assumes they're father and son. Even the boy has put two and two together. This all happened when he was very little, so he has no recollection of his parents. It breaks my heart to think of it.
What's his name?
Gulja. It was my hope that he'd grow up to be a man of principle, like his grandfather.
Oh.
It's a fine name.
I should mention that the boy is a little unusual. At first, I intended to raise him as my own. But just when I thought he was warming to me, he suddenly disappeared. We searched high and low for several days. And where should he turn up? But in the wilds near Everkeep.
What? It's a miracle he didn't fall prey to fiends.
See? That's another unusual thing. Creatures don't seem to attack him. He could pick his way through the Thunder Yards as if he were on a stroll. On making inquiries, we learned that he had been living alone and receiving food from the people of the outskirts. This became something of a pattern. We track him down and bring him back, only for him to disappear again within a matter of days. He would return to the wilds without fail, and once again rely on the kindness of strangers to survive. Finally, I took the hint and left him be, giving him the solitude he prefers, and lending a hand only when he explicitly asks.
If Gululja is Zoralja's child, that makes him my nephew. Assuming he's willing, I'd be glad to take him in like Papa did for me.
Oh.
But seeing as I'm here to kill his father,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be right.
Come live with me, but I gotta go murder your dad first.
Who's that?
Oh dear. It's Gululja.
Don't tell me he heard everything.
Oh, this is my fault. I asked that he be kept away, but I should have taken more precautions.
I'm going after him. I need to explain.
Wait, Lamachi. I understand your haste, but it'd be best to coordinate a search. Kafkiwa, do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no telling, I'm afraid. He could as easily be outside the tower as here in Solution 9.
If those who can fight would search below, my mother and I will scour the district.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it.
Level 98 gives you teeth. Complete. Level 98, Little Footfalls. It is all Wuklamot can do not to rush off after Gululja. Gululja is outside the tower. We need to find him as quickly as possible. Even if he's used to getting around on his own, the wilds are still no place for a child. Agreed. While Kryl and Raha continue reviewing the data, the three of us should devote ourselves to the search. Alright, let's head to the base of the tower and take it from there. Nope, not that one. Not the one I paid for. Yeah, we don't have flight yet. Well, here we are outside, but where do we even begin? Perhaps someone has caught sight of Galul Jah. Let's make inquiries nearby. Good idea. Could you handle the outskirts, Alizé? In the meantime, Zilly and I will head beyond that big wall. We're on the bridge. Galul Jah doesn't appear to be in the area. However, you catch sight of a group of people at a short distance to the southwest. Spotted those people too, yes? Perhaps they've seen something. Come on. It's like some sort of salvage yard. Well, let's ask after Galul Jah. Galul Jah isn't here. You know the boy? Have you seen him? Oh, forgive me. I didn't know you were... No offense taken, my name is Taupu. My eyes may be useless, but my ears are sharper for it. I can recognize people by their footfalls, including Galul Jah. So he didn't come this way. Well, where in the world could he be? Do not know your voices. Who are you to Galul Jah, and why do you search for him? I'm family. Though we're not related by blood, his father is my brother. I've only just met Galul Jah, and we haven't had the chance to talk properly. I'm about to do something that will make him hate me, and I wanted the chance to explain. His father is your brother? Then that means you're... Yes, I'm Wuklamat, vow of resolve of Tuliolal. I've journeyed here to bring my brother Zerul Jah to account for murdering our people and our father. When all is said and done, Galul Jah may want nothing to do with me. Nonetheless, I'll always consider him my family. I'll always be there for him, and I want him to know that. Tears you apart to do what you must. The quiver in your voice tells the tale. Ulja was headed south. There he has a place that is as close to a home as he knows. Find and bear your heart to him. Should he in turn bear his heart to you, accept and respect his wishes, as Queen Sphene respected ours when she granted us a place in her realm. I will, don't worry. But, what do you mean when you say Sphene respected your wishes? Of concern for our well-being, Her Majesty had urged us to reside inside Everkeep. When we declined, not only did she gracefully accept our decision, she granted us the necessary supplies to make our home here. Since then, she has paid us regular visits to see how we fare. That sounds like Sphene, all right. Well, thanks for telling me about Galulja. I'll find him and then we'll have a good talk. Continue south, it seems. Let's keep our eyes peeled as we make our way. Hey. New area. Zoom, zoom. The town. Half of it is submerged. The architecture looks nothing like what we've seen so far. It's more Charlian. Oh, there he is, among the ruins. Only caught a glimpse, but there's no mistaking that tiny silhouette. Let's hurry after him. It'd be a disaster if a building collapsed while he's inside. Level 98, Little Footfalls, complete. Level 98, Drowned Vestiges. Wuklamat is eager to follow Galulja into the ruined town. Only saw him for a moment before he disappeared behind a building, but I'm pretty sure Galulja was headed further south. I'll contact Alizé on Leak Pearl and let her know to join us. Location. You got a bike too, eh? Archeo Alexandria. This is the area, but the canals and the debris make it hard to get a good view. Let's split up and search. If you could head into the canals, I'll make my way through the streets. When we find Galulja, let's watch from a distance until he gets to his destination. Wouldn't want to startle him and cause an accident. Gonna make me follow him. I hate this. You've located Galulja. Follow him quietly without being noticed. Follow Gululja from a safe distance. The objective will end in failure if you are noticed or if you fall too far behind. If you fail to complete the objective, you may try again by surveying the designated location. Following you. Hmm? All right. Duty complete.
He's come a long way on such short legs. It's a relief he didn't get hurt.
What's here, I wonder? So he's looking after those little ones.
Gululja.
Not another step!
What? A sentry?
Run, Gululja, run!
Is it like a protection robot?
You know the boy. Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Wuklamat, and I've come to talk to Gululja.
Is that so?
I'm sorry if I scared you. I want to get to know you better. That's all.
And you, my boy, do you wish to speak with them?
I heard them talking. She said she's going to kill my father.
Villains! I will deal with them forthwith.
but... I want to get to know her too.
Oh.
I see. If that is your desire, then I shall stand aside.
All right then. Let's talk, you and I. Lots. But, who's the ancient-looking and articulate machine?
If I look ancient, it is because I am. This has been my vessel for no less than 380 years.
Vessel?
Otis is my friend. When I was hungry and sad, he came and looked after me. He cooks for me and teaches me all kinds of things. Like how to read and write and not be noticed by dangerous creatures.
This machine cooks for you?
And teaches you about fiends. What is he exactly?
Ah! How remiss of me. I had neglected to introduce myself. Sir Otis Valona, Lord Captain of the Royal Knights of Alexandria. At your service.
You're Captain of the Knights?
You've been functioning for nearly 400 years. You seem different from other machines. What's your story?
And there I thought it was Gululja with whom you wish to speak. Not that I'm averse to taking a walk down memory lane. But ere I regale you, we must take our repast.
A meal. Here. I hate to turn down food, but I'd prefer to have this conversation in the back room.
Please, I'm really hungry.
All right, all right. A repast it is.
She's going to spoil her nephew silly. I'll send word to Erenville so the others can stop worrying.
Now, if I might prevail upon your assistance, I shall whip up my most delectable specialty.
Tasty. So, my new friends, I would enlist your aid in procuring the ingredients for our repast. After all, the most enjoyable meals are those we make together. Happy to pitch in, of course. What ingredients did you have in mind? First of all, some yam and pumpkin. The people of the outskirts should be willing to share their harvest. If you and Gululja could go and speak to them. Sure, I'll ask for the cast-offs too, as usual. As for Zillion Alizé, I would be obliged if you could procure some woolback meat. Creatures can be found grazing on the slopes outside of town. As beef is less readily available, their flesh makes for good substitute, that of the younger ones especially, as it is more tender and less gamey. Consider it done. We'll be back with the meat before you know it. Thank you kindly. In the meantime, I shall see to the other preparations. I'm not cross right here. gotta go up. New location. Okay. Soon we're gonna head to that etherite at some point. Not gonna bother detouring just yet. With this, am I to understand that you have already procured the meat? Good heavens, you have, and such a choice cut it is besides. Plain you know how to handle yourself in battle, where at 400 years ago I would have recruited you to the Royal Knights, ha ha ha. Level 98, ground vestiges, complete.